Ladies and gentlemen, to round number 13 for the Belgium Grand Prix, and we're back with another episode, round number 13 of course, and yeah, one of my favourite Formula 1 circuits of all time. Belgium is just one of them circuits I think every single driver comes to, every single player comes to on the game, and they love it. It's a brilliant circuit, number one. That is a real challenge, okay, for majority of people. It's not an easy lap to hook up because it's a very, very long lap, a very, very fast and twisty lap. So it's one of those laps, you know, when you do hook it up, you know, it really feels mega around here. And when you don't hook it up, it feels, you know, quite challenging. And yeah, it's one of those laps you either get right or you get badly wrong. There's no sort of in between. However, I don't believe around here there's one single player on the game that can do a perfect lap, because it's such a long lap. You can probably do a perfect sector or a very, very good perfect sector sort of thing, like very, very good sector, but you can't do a perfect lap around here. No chance. Like, it's just one of them circuits. Anyway, out we go then for our first run in quali. So, exiting the pit lane here as we head down the hill into Rouge and up through Radion, over the crest of Radion, down the Kemmel Straight, as we build up the speed on this out lap. Now, first sector, I always like doing that there, in that first sector, really helps the tyres, but I don't like doing that as we sort of go off into the gravel track. Tyres should be fine though. So, I'm going to let the Williams go in front. As we prepare for our first of two qualifying runs. I've done practice, by the way. I thought I'd cut out the practice programs today, just to shorten the video a little bit more. Here we go then. So I want to be around 6 seconds, maybe less actually. So long we're not too far behind that Williams. I want to sort of benefit from a little toe here. And what I mean by a little toe, see, if you're about 6 seconds from the car in front, which I think we're around probably 4, basically the car in front will be punching us a hole in the air, which just helps a little. Like, it's just an invisible hole. Just imagine it like that. As we pretty much treat Rouge and Radion pretty okay. Down Kemmel Straight. We get a little bit slidey. Down the hill, 7th gear, then back up to 8th. Now it's about taking the line of least resistance as we head through, I think that's Punjab bus stop chicane. Well, we lose a lot of time. Still go fastest overall, but we would have lost a lot of time on then that last chicane. And yep, we're now second, so Ocon first. That wasn't the greatest of laps. Obviously, we do have a second attempt at it. I know there's time on the table, 100%. I think we're easily, if we get the lap up a little bit better, we're talking at 142. Probably a low, well, mid 142, actually. I just feel that lap was a bit scruffy. Not gonna lie. Still.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining. Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
That is probably one of the worst crashes I've ever done. Because we were going at such a slow speed. Yeah. So now we got no front right end plate. Car will easily get back to the pits. No worries about that. So long we don't crash it. But yeah, that was just a pathetic crash. Alright, we've got a fast approaching McLaren. In fact, I want to get to the pit lane before that McLaren gets there. So we're just gonna make sure the car gets to bus stop chicane. Lovely. Alright, first run is over. We got a slightly broken front wing, just a slightly one, nothing much. But other than that, it was an okay first run. Other than the little hiccup that we had. Otherwise, it was a pretty decent first run.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
So, here we go then, for our second of two runs. Right now we're about a second down on the best lap time. We're probably not in the contention for pole today, unless we improve drastically on that second run. However, second, I don't know, does that lap have a second in it, sort of thing? Anyway, let's go out for that second run, then.
All clear the garage, please.
And let's go.
Ready to leave.
Let's see what we can do then on the second of the two runs, as we will head out the pit lane now. We're the last car to leave the pits. As we head down the hill. Down the Kemmel Straight. So we've got 1 minute 16 remaining, so yeah, we're easily going to make the flag. I want to get there probably with about 10 to 15 seconds remaining. Maybe a little bit more we will have. And the reason why I want to get there, you know, a little bit late is because, you know, well, the longer we leave it, the more the track effectively grips up and the more rubber is laid down, so therefore, you know, the better the racing line becomes, effectively. Well, that is basically the theory. So, we've got 30 seconds to the line. We head into the bus stop chicane. Take a nice wide approach. Don't do that on the start of a lap. So we're going to lose probably a little bit of time initially, but nonetheless, it's about now gaining time. Heading down the hill. So, pretty good through there. Lovely stuff. Right now we're gaining time, left, right and centre right now on this lap. A little bit how wide that was. But it's okay. Oh, for crying out loud.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
That is... So we're starting P11. That is crap. So that's my worst qualifying of the year then. 100% confirmed. We binned it. That is absolutely disgusting. P11. I'm so disappointed in myself and because we should have been higher up the grid.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our
We still out-qualify our teammate, so I suppose that's a bonus if there's anything to be said in that sense. I guess that is a small, tiny bonus, but yeah. I guess another bonus, we're actually starting outside the top 10. I've just thought about that. And, you know what? I might go for the alternative strategy. Go mediums, then softs, so we have the fastest tyre towards the end of the race. Yeah. Overall, disappointing though qualifying overall, despite out-qualifying our teammate. Like, in most situations, you'd be pretty happy with that, out-qualifying your teammate. But in this case, we were half a second up by that stage. We just drifted a little bit too out wide. Catched the, what do you call it, the gravel track a little bit. And, yeah, that sent the car into a semi-spin. You know, and we skated across the track into the Armco barrier on the right. So, not a good qualifying. Very disappointed overall. But we got the race. Now, I'm not going to commentate for the race, by the way, so I'm going to probably turn my mic off shortly. And the reason why I'm not commentating for the race, so you guys can hear the pure sounds of the cars, and all that stuff. So, yeah. I'll probably commentate up to the point where we set off on our formation lap. And then I'll turn off my mic. In terms of how the race will go, we'll see. It's 11 laps. It's the shortest race in terms of lap count. However, it's a very long lap here. However, it is a fun lap here as well. I do like the lap around this circuit. It's one of them laps that, you know, as I say, you hook up right. Clearly, we didn't do that in qualifying. But if you do hook it up, it feels a very, very good lap around here. a lap you can enjoy. So yeah, it's quite overcast as we head into this Grand Prix. So I don't know why I've put round 13 because it's actually round 14. It's probably because I'm used to it being round 13. So it's actually round 14. Right. So, yeah, I've updated it, so it's now round 14.
The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And it's great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today? And how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
Right, here we go then. For the Belgium Grand Prix, here's your grid rundown. So Vettel on pole, Bottas second, third. We have... Who's in third? Lewis Hamilton fourth, Sainz. Sixth, Albon. Seventh, Ocon. Eighth, Norris. Ninth, Ricciardo. 10th, Verstappen. 11th, ourselves. 12th is Raikkonen. 13th, Stroll. 14th, Kvyat. 15th, Gasly. 16th, Giovinazzi. 17th, Magnussen. 18th, Grosjean. And 19th, Russell and Latifi rounding up the grid. So, yeah. We're starting outside the top 10. So, therefore, we do have free tyre choice. The problem is, it is cold. Therefore, do we want to go on the soft tyre because of that? Or do we take the medium? Just want to see. If we win medium soft, we're only talking one more lap. You know what? In fact, if we win, let's say, do that, we're talking basically same time. The soft tyres can actually last that long, 6 laps anyway. I'm going to do that. Might as well. Start on a different tyre. You know. There's no rain. And just play the alternative strategy today. So, set up on formation lap.
Let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
Then here, and obviously we will have less grip off the start, and in theory the slower tyre for first few couple of laps possibly, but the benefit we do have is we will have the fastest car in theory towards the end of this Grand Prix, which I don't know about you, but I think that's a wise strategy if we want to score very, very good points today. Obviously, I reckon this is probably our best bet. So, here we go then, as we prepare for the start. I'm going to switch off my mic.
rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights. Great first lap. Keep it up. Is in for his stop. You've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. pit window, you'll be on the softs. We're leading our teammate by 30.7 seconds. Okay, clear. Our gap to the car in front is 2.0 seconds. Box, we're coming in this lap. Bottas is leading the race. Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, battery's looking good. You can use overtake to get past. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. To the car ahead is 1.8 seconds. To teammate behind is 18.4 seconds. Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available. Vettel's leading the race. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. to car in front is 1.5 seconds. This is your final lap of the race.
So we're on the final lap here of the race, and we're in P5, fastest lap as well. Looks like we've got P5 in the bag here. It's been a pretty flawless race actually. Tyre strategy worked, I feel, 100%. Like, I think strategy was on point, and overall very solid race. We made some also very good moves. My favourite would have to be on Albon, up through Rouge and Radion. But yeah, it's been a very good race as we sort of wind down now in the last few sectors of the lap. I'll probably just use all my ERS now to the line. As we come across, finish P5 from P11, brilliant race, fastest lap of the Grand Prix, also for good measure, so picking up 11 points instead of 10, and driver of the day. I think, yeah, that's a worthy one we are today. And yeah, I'm just going to also look back through some of the best overtakes we made today. But yeah, Bottas, I believe, won, and yeah, he did, from, I believe it would have been Vettel. And yeah, we will have a rewatch of certainly first few laps, because I think them first few laps were brilliant. Like, the next few laps were okay, if you know what I mean. They weren't bad. Ocon coming home in 7th then there for Renault. But yeah, Bottas on top once again then there, picking up another good few points in the drivers for himself. And the champagne sprayed on top of the podium. Bottas is your race winner, Vettel second, and Leclerc in third. Then there today, brilliant win for Valtteri Bottas. But having a look at our race, I think that was a very good race indeed. Coming from, remind you, P11, fastest lap as well by 0.3 of a second, which ain't bad. So yeah, overall very decent. I feel like today was.
Contender for driver of the day.
Yeah, and we get driver of the day as well. So that's very good indeed. Just to show you, like as I say, the first few laps were fantastic. In terms of constructors, quickly, no changes really. The only change in the championship, Raikkonen up to now 16th, and Esteban Ocon is now up to P11. Other than that, no change in the constructors. We still remain 4th, McLaren remain 5th, Renault remain 6th, AlphaTauri 7th, Williams is 8th, joint 8th with Haas, you could argue, followed by Alfa Romeo at the back of the grid, and still a whopping lead. Bottas has now got a 32-point lead, by the way, now in the drivers. But yeah, looking at replay then, it was a fantastic race. So here's the race start. I believe Vettel actually made a very, very good start. I thought Vettel was going to win this one, I have to tell you, because by the end of that first lap, you know, by the end of the first few sectors, like, he was mega. You can see us going down the inside. There was a little bit of contact, actually, but we were fair. We did give the room, sort of. Like, I feel like we were fair in our, like, defence. But, yeah, Verstappen obviously got us here. We did choose to fall behind Verstappen here, so we let Verstappen sort of go in front. But Verstappen got a bit of wobble out of that Radion section then, as we now all come down. And you just see, like, a straight line speed of our car. You know, we're absolutely now in top gear. And we just break the latest out of all three. And that's us up into what was, you know, basically, was it 9th? I believe it was. I believe it was 9th. Then we got a lovely move, absolutely lovely move on Ocon, round the outside really. Absolutely fantastic. Then we had to hold it actually in the next corner, and we did run a little bit out wide, but it ain't really too much, you know. I think that was more than fine, personally myself. It was on the limit, sort of what's fine and what's not fine, but yeah, you know, lovely stuff. That first lap was brilliant, and you know, bear in mind, no contact really, maybe a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact at the start of the Grand Prix on that very first corner, but other than that, no contact, you know, more or less clean. I'm going to speed it up now because, you know, for the next, like, couple of laps, things remain quite stale. We just did a bit of defending here, as you can see, from, obviously, Ocon. Apart from that, you know, it was a bit of, well, it was a bit stale. You know, there wasn't really much going on for the next couple of laps. But this is really now when the race takes a big U-turn. I'd say it's around lap 4. So obviously, you know, it's around lap 4. You know, this is where now our tyres are starting to become also quite good actually in the Grand Prix. You know, I'm starting to feel like we're starting to catch the guys ahead, as you can visibly see it as well. You know, so I really feel like we're doing okay now, or starting to. But this is the lap now where things really start. So we get a really decent exit actually out of here, not a bad exit. And that helps us. We obviously got the DRS as well, down into the next corner. And we actually overbrake, you know, here a little bit. But we get a nice switch back actually, powering out that corner. Not too sure what the corner name is, but actually here, okay, I thought we were being squeezed quite a bit down the hill, so I just sort of swiped my car a little bit to the left to sort of say, you don't do that to me, and we go up the inside. Oh, we did actually touch. Did we touch? I didn't think we did. Yeah, we did make a little bit of contact, but yeah, look, that's more than fine. But otherwise, as you can see, lovely manoeuvre, and we're well past. You know, you can just see, in fact, by the time, you know, we half the straight gone, we're well past Norris here. So yeah, that was lovely stuff, and heading into basically that chicane. In fact, by the time we're in the braking zone, you can see, like, we're basically half a second ahead, basically. And yeah, that was about it. Apart from the manoeuvre we made on, obviously, Carlos on lap 7. But yeah, it was a brilliant race. I think we really deserved that one. Like, as in we deserved to finish up there. I feel like we did the best job, like, in terms of how we done today compared to the rest. And yeah, really, I think nice, you know, result that is. Like, and you can just imagine, actually, probably we could have got a podium if we started higher up the grid, with our pace. I'm not going to say we would have got podium, but I'm just saying we probably could have, and we would have been certainly easily in contention for a podium, if we actually did start maybe higher up, because yeah, the pace was good, but you never know. Maybe if we did start higher up, we would have also not been as hungry, if you know what I mean, to actually do as well. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty pleased with that, and that result, because we basically, you know, had a pretty decent Grand Prix. You know, so yeah. Rivalry, Charles Leclerc finally wins a rivalry, 33-25. So yeah, bit of a shame that, but at the same time, you know, were we ever gonna compete with the overpowered Ferrari? Let's be honest, because the Ferrari in this game is a bit overpowered. Just a little bit. Like, they need to nerf the Ferraris. Even though, I guess right now doing that, would it be any beneficial to the game? Probably not, no. Because, yeah. So yeah, overall, pretty pleased with that. Generally speaking. When's our next update? We got an update for the 11th of September, so yeah. In terms of performance charts, how are we actually looking? So we've got the best engine, we got the 3rd best now chassis, so yeah, that's good. So we're actually looking more and more like a top team now, or we're starting to look a bit more like a top team. We're going to change some parts, just the parts we no longer really need, if you know what I mean. Because, yeah, some of the parts are okay. Like, the MG UK is okay, but the MG UH, well, needs changing this race. So, yeah. Right now, we're comfortably 6th in the championship. In fact, I'd argue we're probably going to finish there now. By the looks of it, we're really looking strong. And that's actually our 4th fastest lap this season, which puts us level with Lewis Hamilton as the most fastest laps collectively this season, which is quite nice to actually be able to say we've got the joint most fastest laps this season. If this was a championship right now for fastest laps, we would be joint 2nd or joint 1st right now. But it isn't a championship for fastest laps. It's a championship for, you know, basically most points. And that's the way Formula 1 is. So yeah, overall, pretty good so far. Still, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share this video. And until the next time, have a great day.